G'day guys, I've just made a few of these videos which just are no good. I've done the test, okay, I've cut notches into the Eclipse tin, deeper notches on the left. This block, though it doesn't look big, is extremely heavy. Oh, I mean it feels like it's towards a kilogram. Just through shrapnel everywhere, right? Now, over the years, people have asked me, crumple zones, what do they do? Where are they on the car? So we'll go over to this Citroen. Okay, you can see there's a couple of areas there. You can see designed all the way through to fold and absorb. There will be more further down the line. Now, in January last year, Mercedes-Benz had to revise the E-Class floor plan to keep up with the Subaru Liberty narrow offset frontal collision. So there's two parts to this. One, what is a crumple zone? It's an area of weakness, not rigidity, introduced so energy can be absorbed within a desired area. Also, there are other structures in place to dissipate throughout these areas and not cause the car to fold, even though some do. Now, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm so limited on time, and this is the best thing for me to do, is to actually show you, right? Okay, that's a full frontal collision at quite a low speed. Now, you can see that these exterior panels, which mean nothing, deform. Now, what I was saying before was there are structures you can't see throughout the floor and stuff, and there are mechanisms, even sometimes cables, to pull engines down and out of the way. Steering racks are collapsible, and gears, and all of that sort of thing. Things are designed by some manufacturers, not Toyota in many cases, for the steering wheel to deploy the airbag directly in front of you and to prevent the steering wheel and the pedals moving forward. Now, those are other secondary mechanisms in place, engineered in, whether there's a mechanical mechanism or just by sheer the way the mounts shear off and push the engine downwards. Subaru are leaders in safety, and I wasn't going to mention them till I remembered that previously the Outback was safer than the E-Class. As the E-Class, the pedals came and started doing all sorts of nasty things to the mannequin's feet, the crash dummy's feet. Now, if you have a look here, I haven't watched this yet, but there we go. Now, that's a very severe impact, right? And the chassis rail's doing all the work down there, but see how the door can likely still be opened and stuff like that. It's quite fun to watch the battery fly out in some of them. This is a very, very severe crash. You take an E46 BMW to this, you're dead. I mean, this is the difference in the new cars, and why one of the reasons that look at the steering wheel there, the dummy's head's hit the wheel. But it's one of the reasons such modern cars, as 4 or 5 years ago, 8 years ago, or 6 years ago, that people paid a lot of money for, are now absolutely irrelevant and redundant, and not safe. So these measures were introduced not so long ago. Now, with the Camry, I've not watched any of these videos, but I have in the past. That's a Camry for you. Now, when Toyota are going and doing their styling of their Hourglass Lexus copy, does anyone realize, and I've said it previously, the Camry is sitting on a 15-year-old.
This time on Roadkill, Subaru was foolhardy enough to challenge us, their legacy, against our garbage.
Oh, what is that? Oh, how cool's that? Okay, this is a Camry. You're fucking dead. Okay, now I've watched not this video but others. The Camry of previous make, the wheel moves so far away before your head hits the airbag. it's in the wrong place. Your head's going to explode on something else. Hyundai, the curtain airbags don't deploy far down enough. Do people really believe by buying a Camry or Hyundai you're going to get the active and passive safety of a Subaru? I mean, I might give this away and go down to Subaru and sell some cars, because that's a Camry, right? And it's a disgrace. Now, newer models should be better, but I wonder if they're going to keep getting away with this as the world's, number one car maker, or of previously number one car maker. Now, notice these are all sort of Asian cars. The Hyundai Sonata was just here to show you that sheet metal is just bullshit. This is not a heavy impact, this one. 25 miles an hour. This is more to test the repair costs for insurance premiums and stuff like that. Now, what's this? There goes the Camry. Okay, now that's that, and people ask me, what are crumple zones, etc., etc. Here I've cut deeper notches off. A crumple zone is a weaker area, so when people think, oh, the door on the Volkswagen closes like this, which it does, it's not about rigidity in all the places. It's about rigidity in the right places. Interesting to note here as well, it happened to buckle on the fold. I should have put the deeper groove over there, because over here we have a weak area of a joint. But nevertheless, as a rough guide, you can do it with a piece of paper. I might pause the video and quickly do it because no one's called or harassed me at the moment. What I'll do, I'll pause the video and I'll do a little quick one for you with a piece of paper. It's not pausing. Okay, in all its crudeness and in all its flaws of this thing, I've used spray glue. I'm going to crash this and I bet you it'll work. So, yeah, I'm not a scientist at the moment. I'm not in a controlled environment. My glue hasn't worked. I've got 10 cars coming in. But see those 3 crumple zones? They're going around the whole thing, right? Now, what they are is areas of weakness. Okay, and you can see very clearly those 3 lines are going to cause folding in that area. So once again, like the Eclipse tin, we can't work it out, can we? We don't know exactly what we're doing here, but let's just do a rough test. And at 7 minutes 40, this is already exceeding anyone's tolerance, I bet. So we're going to use Michelle's Citroen Berlingo, and we're going to crash this car into there. Okay. So there we go. It's okay. I've managed to design a Camry where the door crumples and the person dies, but regardless, you can see what's going on here. Now I'm forcing and forcing and forcing, and the back's giving way first before the front. So there's your Camry, and that's why the Camry's the Camry. But yeah, hope that helps. You can do really interesting things. I was inspired in science at school when we had to drop eggs off we had to drop eggs off a 4th-story building, and I won. I had all these tube-like structures of different materials going up, so that the least rigid were at the bottom, and my eggs were preserved, and I even put more eggs in than allowed. But that's a good example. People ask me, what are crumple zones? Where are they? My car's long. My Kingswood was the safest. The old cars and that. No, it's not true. It's about engineered weakness and then dissipation of energy through other forces designed in. And it takes time. It takes generations of cars to get it right. It's not something so simple, right? So when buying a Daewoo Captiva or Toyota Camry or Hyundai i30, know that on the Hyundais, the airbags don't go all the way down when they should, or they didn't. What manufacturers shouldn't be allowed to get away with it, but they do. They meet the minimum requirements. Subaru always excels. There are other manufacturers, but my favourite's Subaru because they're so understated. Anyway, hope that helps. The wheels still stayed there though. So yeah, anyway, bit silly, but I don't know. Do you enjoy that? Maybe you can do it with your kids or your friends. Have a good day. Bye.